I'm from the American News Service, Princess. Does your sudden return from London mean that the Maharajah's health is better or worse?
My father's illness is quite serious. He'll require many months of treatment in England.
I see. Then what brings you back, Your Highness?
An urgent matter of state.
Forgive me, Your Highness, but who is going to govern Senador during Maharaja's absence? Only the Council of Ministers?
My father has appointed me as his regent. The ministers will assist, of course.
Princess Sita, would that urgent matter of state happen to refer to the trouble in the villages which are now being overrun by...
That will be all, gentlemen.
Namaste.
Welcome home, Your Highness.
Oh, Nambiar, it's so good to see you. Welcome, Sita. You're looking no worse for your stay away.
We should go to the palace immediately, Princess. The council has convened.
Just one more...
I said the interview was over. Good to have you home again, Your Highness.
Your Highness, even in private, Rama Singh? Aunt Samira understands.
I'm only the advisor to the Maharaja and to the princess.
Nonsense. You're a Sikh of royal blood and would make a good catch, even for a princess.
Thank you. But does the princess know it?
The princess knows you are her very dear friend.
That I consider a treasured honor.
That reporter mentioned something about trouble in the villages, Rama Singh.
Yes, serious trouble.
Well, tell me about it.
I would prefer your ministers told you, Princess.
We've never withheld confidences before.
Well, in a way, this trouble concerns myself.
Just before the bullocks stampeded, I heard a shot.
Probably some hunter.
There's no hunting around here. What are you concealing, Rama Singh?
There happen to be a few fanatics who bitterly dislike the progressive policies of your father, which were inspired by you.
You mean that shot was deliberate, but by whom?
I'm not certain. Someday I will be.
Welcome back to Sunnado, Your Highness.
Thank you, Mahaji.
The ministers are waiting for you.
Tell them I'll join them as soon as I've changed clothing.
On behalf of your father's ministers and myself, permit me to welcome you home.
Thank you.
It is frankly a disappointment His Highness was not able to accompany you.
No one regrets it more than I do. And since my father has appointed me as his regent, I give you my assurance his progressive ideas will be followed through.
You are well aware that many, including even some of us, disapprove strongly of your father's ideas of progress.
India is living in a modern world. Industrialization, foreign trade, mass education, rights for women, and a better standard of living. Either we progress with it or we perish. Now tell me of this crisis which brings me home.
The planting was just beginning, when suddenly a tremendous herd of wild elephants burst out of the jungle, overrunning the village, trampling the homes, and killing the workers.
This is shocking. Are these raids still continuing?
Only last week, another. Without any warning, the elephants appear, and in a few minutes, the village is destroyed. It has jeopardized our entire agricultural development plan. The people are most disturbed, Your Highness.
But you gentlemen are capable of handling this. Why hasn't something been done? Elephants have been driven off before.
Something was done. The whole problem was placed in the hands of a most capable official who believed he had a solution.
Obviously, he failed. Who was this official?
Your advisor, Rama Singh.
And this was a white shikari, this professional hunter you brought here?
Yes, Princess, an American, Stephen Bentley.
But surely he could have driven the elephants off if he was a competent hunter.
He's hunted India, Africa, most of the world. I considered him one of the best.
Well, what is his excuse, or hasn't he given any?
Yes, he has given a reason. It was too fantastic to repeat.
Maharajah, tell this Mr. Bentley I wish to see him at once.
The princess would speak with you immediately.
Who?
Her Highness, Princess Sita.
Tell her I'm not receiving today.
You do not ignore a command of the princess, my friend.
I have nothing to say to her.
But she has something to say to you.
What does she want to do? Have me flogged, boiled in oil, burned at the stake?
I do not believe the princess intends putting you on trial, Mr. Bentley.
That's mighty nice of the old girl.
I shall not like to be compelled to summon the soldiers, Mr. Bentley.
I'll bet you wouldn't. There's nothing you and everybody else around here would like better than to give me a rough time.
Are you coming, Mr. Bentley?
Yeah. Yeah. One for the road.
Your Highness, this is Mr. Bentley.
Sit down, Mr. Bentley.
Thanks.
I shall come right to the point. You were hired by Rama Singh to hunt down the wild elephants. You failed. Why?
Didn't he tell you?
Only that you had some fantastic excuse.
Not excuse. Explanation. I suppose fantastic's the right word for it.
Well, I'd like somebody to tell me what happened.
Mr. Bentley took 10 of our hunters into the jungle with him to track down the elephants. Only Mr. Bentley returned.
The others?
Dead.
All 10? But how? Surely wild elephants couldn't kill 10 hunters.
These weren't elephants. They were much bigger, with hair and long curling tusks.
Now, really, Mr. Bentley, what kind of an animal is this?
Oh, they looked like mammoths.
Mammoth.
The prehistoric ancestor of the elephant.
But they've been extinct for thousands of years.
Maybe millions. That's the rub.
Mr. Bentley, this is not only fantastic, it's ridiculous. Either you consider us simple-minded people, or you were intoxicated in the jungle.
I wasn't drunk. I'll admit this story sounds crazy, but, well, 10 men are dead. And word's gone through your state that Bentley is a coward.
Did you desert your hunters, Mr. Bentley?
I make my living as a hunter.
Did you try to save the men from these animals?
I did all I could. There was no stopping those monsters.
Mr. Bentley could only save himself.
That will be all, Mr. Bentley. He's lying to cover his own cowardice.
So it would seem.
Where did you find this person, Rama Singh?
I first met him when we fought together in the Burma campaign. I never knew him to be anything but a brave man.
I want you to see that he leaves Sunador as quickly as possible. Within the next few days at the latest.
I would prefer that he stayed here until I find out the truth about the hunters.
But why?
One of the hunters was little more than a boy. It was his dream to become a great shikari like Bentley.
This boy was a friend of yours, Rama Singh?
He was my brother.
I want Bentley to leave Sunador as soon as possible, Rama Singh. It will be better for my people and for him. Rama Singh,
Yes, Sita?
I know what is in your heart.
I am certain only of the feeling I have for you, Sita.
Then for my sake, you will see that Mr. Bentley is conducted safely to the border.
One of the 10 hunters with Bentley was her lover.
Why'd you stop her, Rama Singh?
Do you ask why when a man saves your life?
When it's somebody that'd just as soon see me dead, I get curious.
சீக்கிரம் ஓடு சீக்கிரம் ஓடு அரண்மனையில போய் ஆளுங்களை கூட்டிக்கிட்டு வா.
Another elephant raid?
Give the people of the village this message, Maharajah. Tell them they have my solemn promise. The elephants will be tracked down and destroyed immediately.
Yes, Your Highness.
And who is going after the elephants this time?
We are, Rama Singh. We've hunted all our lives. We shouldn't be too helpless.
Of all the animals, the wild elephant is the most dangerous.
Don't tell me you would hesitate, Rama Singh.
I've faced death many times, Sita. I'm well prepared for it. But a princess should live for her people.
Or die for them.
Is your aunt coming with us?
Yes, Aunt Samara seems to think I need a chaperone. Is everything ready?
Yes.
Then let's get started. You're leaving us now, Mr. Bentley?
I understand the elephants stampeded another village, and you're going after them.
That's correct. Someone has to do it.
Not someone in skirts.
I could hardly do worse than you did.
I won't argue with you. I just wanted to tell you I'm going along.
But why? I shouldn't think you'd want to meet those monsters again.
I wouldn't with just elephant guns. This time I'm taking along some equipment that should cut the odds down to about 50 to 1.
What equipment, Bentley?
Hand grenades.
Is that the only reason you want to come along, to try out your grenades on your monsters?
No, there's another. I don't want to leave my reputation rotting in a Sinador jungle.
Very well. You may accompany us as Rama Singh's gun bearer.
Thanks.
What is it, Babu?
Your Highness leaves without Babu. We will assist you.
But it will be dangerous. You should be glad you're being left behind. All right. Find room in one of the trucks.
கேளுங்கள் வாழப் பிறந்தவர்களே கேளுங்கள். ஆண்டவன் படைப்பிலே ஆளப் பிறந்தவர்கள் ஆண்கள், ஆட்டி படைக்க வேண்டியவர்கள் ஆண்கள். ஆனால் அடங்கி ஒடுங்கி கிடக்க வேண்டிய பெண் அரசாட்சி நடத்துவதா அவமானம், தாங்க முடியாத அவமானம், மனித வர்க்கமே பொறுக்க முடியாத அவமானம். மூதுகுழல் இருக்க வேண்டிய கரங்களிலே செங்கோலம், அடுப்பங்கரையில் கிடக்க வேண்டிய பெண் அரியாசனங்கள் அமர்வது.
Something puzzling you, Mr. Bentley?
Have you stopped to wonder why the elephants are raiding the fields and villages?
It's quite obvious. They come in search of food.
Was that so? And how do you explain that? Storehouse full of the food elephants like best, and they haven't even touched it.
Then what is your explanation for the raids?
They're stampeding in fright. They're being driven from the jungles into the villages.
By those creatures you claimed attacked you and the hunters? Is that what you want me to believe?
I don't want you to believe anything.
அரசாட்சி நடத்துவதா அக்கிரமம், அவமானம்.
I'm not certain you're the man who tried to kill the princess on the road, but I have seen you insult her.
Who was that man, Rama Singh?
Chandrakal, a fanatic.
What was he telling those people?
Oh, that you've angered the gods by violating old customs and traditions. But the god Kali sends wild elephants to destroy the people because they follow the new and sinful ways decreed by a woman.
Surely they don't believe his stupid lies.
Only a few so far. But if the elephant raids continue...
Trackers have picked up an elephant trail.
We'll head for the country where Mr. Bentley sees things.
She must die.
Leopard, and it's close.
surprised me.
What do you expect me to do, run?
You risked your life to save mine. I'm very grateful.
I'm saving mine, too. I was right behind you.
You're also beginning to puzzle me.
That was well done, Bentley. Took it, Bob!
Guess I missed. Maybe I'm seeing things again.
Traveling entertainers. They're probably going to perform for the villagers.
Have them stop here overnight and invite the people from the village. A little entertainment would be good for all of us.
You're quite right, Sita. It would do us all some good. Yes, I think even I could stand a little entertainment.
Please don't. May I ask what you thought you saw in the tree?
A python, ready to drop in your lap.
Are you certain of that?
I'm not certain of anything anymore.
You're a strange man.
So I've been told.
It's hard for me to believe there's any animal in the jungle that would frighten you.
Did you ever hear of a Professor Karl Meissner?
Mm-hmm. German zoologist and explorer.
Well, he claims there's a prehistoric man living in the mountains of Tibet.
Really?
Professor Meissner says this, you understand. I don't.
Does he also say there are mammoths living in the mountains of Sunadur?
It's not much use of our talking. We can never get together on anything.
Perhaps you're right. A mammoth is rather a formidable barrier to overcome.
I wasn't thinking of mammoths.
What then? The fact I happen to be a princess?
That's quite a barrier, but what I had in mind is about 6'3".
Rama Singh?
Yeah, you and Rama Singh.
You remind me of my ministers. They take it for granted Rama Singh and I will marry. Everyone seems to forget one thing. I'm also a woman. Not very tame, is it?
The trainer probably abuses it.
Or maybe he's just been around people long enough to hate them.
I don't know. That's coming from Bentley's tent.
Bentley's? That's Aunt Samira's. They changed. Aunt Samira.
I think her ribs are crushed.
It's too bad we switched tents tonight, isn't it? Bear would have gotten me.
Help me lift her on the cot.
Wait a minute. Whoever was going to sleep here tonight wouldn't have had a chance.
And not the Kali scorpion. It's the deadliest of all.
How did you know it was a Notfakali? You hardly had a look at it.
It's a common species. I happen to be familiar with it.
Sita, won't you give it up? Return with me.
I have to go on, Aunt Samira. But don't you worry. You'll be all right as soon as you get to a doctor.
Be careful, child.
I will.
Goodbye.
Will she be all right?
She's not badly hurt. Mostly shock. But she does need attention. What? Yanni que le pitique. In the porle polama?
Oh, senjini ruchiki.
Come on.
Mind telling me where we're headed now?
Downriver. The chief says they saw the wild elephants heading towards the Chenji Falls.
Chenji Falls isn't elephant country.
Perhaps they're moving there in search of new feeding grounds.
There isn't enough feed there for a big herd, and they know it. Unless they're being...
Stampeded again? By the prehistoric mammoths?
Is that what you were going to say?
Well, I don't want to keep boring you people.
You were nowhere near the Chenji Falls when you were attacked?
Not far off on the other side, in the mountains.
We'll also be in the mountains, sooner or later.
You haven't told us everything about those elephants, have you, Mr. Bentley?
What do you mean?
You're not a coward, and yet it's almost as if you want everyone to think you are. Even your former friend, Rama Singh. Why?
You think I'm crazy enough to go around asking to be killed?
I think the only reason Rama Singh hesitates is because of his former regard for you and the chance he may be proved wrong.
Or the chance that in the meanwhile I might get killed, accidentally.
I've never seen this village before.
These people are great elephant hunters.
Maybe they know where the wild herd is.
Come, Rama Singh, we'll talk to them.
நான் கொடுக்குறேனுங்க.
¿Dónde va?
கொண்டு வரேங்க.
We had a visitor, Chandra Kaul, or one of his men.
Chandra Kaul? But why?
Playing a little game.
It doesn't seem likely that Chandra Kaul would follow us this far.
Probably had one of his fanatics in our party, a beater maybe, or one of the soldiers or trackers.
Strange that with our party so near, he'd try anything like this.
A man will try almost anything if he's got enough hate in his heart.
Or enough fear.
He thinks you're lying about the fanatic.
Why should I?
Because he believes you think he's trying to take your life.
And I'm trying to get the drop on him?
That's about it.
If I were, I could do it a lot neater than that. Get over there and throw a bridge across. I'm having the men put a log across. Sound scared, don't they? This is about as far as we can go with the elephants.
We'll stop and rest on the other side of the river.
Those elephants really got the wind up.
Maybe a tiger frightened them.
Tiger can't frighten a herd of wild elephants. It takes something much bigger.
Like your mammoth?
We're not far from where I met them before.
You seem a little nervous.
I am now that I'm here, but not for the reason you think.
You're still not going to tell me what you're concealing?
We better get back to camp. What would you say? Big bull elephant?
இல்ல பெரிய யானை.
That's right. Biggest elephant that ever lived couldn't make a mark like that. Sounds like everything in the jungle holed up. Everything but the elephants. And they're too big to hide from that.
We'll camp here for tonight.
This is a great place for a camp. Between a jungle full of nervous elephants and a river full of hungry crocs.
Where would you suggest, Bentley?
On top of the highest hill we can find.
The men are tired.
Men are tired to dead. What are we supposed to do if the elephants come tearing through here? Jump in the river with the crocs?
I think I'm capable of handling the situation.
You ever tried shooting elephants when they're stampeding through a camp full of people? Save your ammunition. You'll need it soon enough.
Should the elephants attack us, it'll save us the trouble of tracking them down.
Better get yourself a new boy. I'm carrying my own gun from here on. I don't want to get killed without a fighting chance.
You prize your life highly, don't you, Bentley?
Yeah, worth a few cents to me.
So did my brother.
That's right. He wanted to live. More than you know.
Ten bottle. Sita?
Yes, Rama Singh. Come in.
Am I disturbing you?
No, I was just reading.
Bentley, the trackers have found the elephant trails. We'll start the hunt in the morning.
Oh, fine. Rama Singh,
Yes?
I think you're wrong about Bentley.
In what way?
Well, he seems the most competent and fearless hunter. Surely if he'd deserted his men before, he wouldn't have come along on this hunt.
There may be many reasons why he's with us. One, that I requested him to be.
But why?
If a man is guilty of a crime, he should not be allowed to escape punishment.
Then you don't think there's anything to his story about the mammoths?
Do you?
No, but I don't know. I'm getting more confused all the time.
Yes, I know. And I think your feelings towards me have changed.
No, Rama Singh. Nothing's changed between us. It never will.
Oh, Sita. Good night, Sita.
Good night.
The elephants are moving off. I guess we'll have to travel to hunt them down.
Not forgetting those tracks I saw, are you?
Undoubtedly a big bull elephant.
Don't count on it. These men of yours shoot straight?
We Sikhs are a warrior race, Bentley. We're taught from early boyhood to shoot straight.
You might not only have to shoot straight, you'll have to shoot fast.
That fast enough for you?
You don't have to show me.
I heard a shot.
So did those elephants. That shot was all they needed. Don't shoot. Those elephants are more frightened than the men.
This is what we came here for.
They aren't raiding. They're heading for the safety of the river.
You're pretty sure of yourself, aren't you?
Sure enough to know that killing those elephants won't solve your problem.
Moving towards the mountains.
They're being driven toward the mountains by those.
If a big bull elephant were running, his feet would slide enough to make a track that size.
That's a mammoth track. When we go after the elephants, we're liable to run into those. If we do, it's no place for a woman.
I've read about mammoths, Mr. Bentley. I'm convinced they couldn't possibly exist today.
Not the prehistoric kind, no. These must be hybrids developed through centuries of interbreeding with wild elephants.
It's a very interesting theory.
Rifles and spears are useless against those things. Hand grenades may stop them, but there's no sense in risking dozens of lives to find out.
What are you suggesting, that we turn back?
I'll take 6 soldiers and trackers with me. The rest of you go back to the river and camp.
We'll all go after the elephants, Mr. Bentley.
Elephants couldn't climb that, could they?
They could if they were scared and driven hard enough. It's not too steep except near the top.
You were up there with the hunters?
Not clear to the top.
Why not?
You'll see soon enough.
No, Ramati.
Get my brother's bracelet.
I was on this side. The rest of them were over there when those things attacked. It was like shooting at railroad engines.
You were the first one across?
மண்டையில குண்டுகாயம் இருக்குதுங்க.
Are you sure? My brother did not die from the fall.
He was killed by a shot in the back of the head from an elephant gun.
Now you're going to listen to me. I didn't kill your brother. I just crossed that bridge. The others were on this side when the mammoths charged. I hollered for them to cross over. Your brother went first. He took 2 steps and froze, started screaming for someone to save him. Finally, in desperation, one of the men shot him, trying to save the other 9. It was too late. Sorry, Steve. Now do you believe me? I was going to leave Senador without telling you about your brother. Didn't think I'd leave like this.